Hello, welcome to another Bikers Travelog. Today I'm in Haslemere in the UK on an American motorcycle experience with the guys from Howes and ST Engineering, so just check them out. So today I'm going to be riding a couple of ex-USA, ex-American police motorbikes, some Harleys, and we're going to go out for a little ride and check them out. Just walk around and have a look. So I think I'm actually riding this one here. There we go. Very shiny. All the police lights taken off, you know, for UK roads. Okay, catch you on the other side. Okay, so heading out on this ride. Yeah. Follow my leader here. Oh, yeah. Right, and away we go. So we're heading out from Haslemere, where this American motorcycle company is, or experience, is located. They've got a few locations all around the UK. There we go. Amazing, you get used to riding a certain bike and then you ride another bike through torque, short clutch, which needs a lot of oomph just to get it going. So quite easy to store these things, but it's amazing, you get used to it quite quickly, I suppose. As you can imagine, Harley being very comfortable. It's like sitting in an armchair, really. Yeah, coming down left here. These old police bikes, they come from Houston, I think the guy said, which have been brought over. Some of them are newer than others, but I think they're all pretty new. They're not exactly vintage bikes. But say they've all been de-policified, if you like. Yeah. Trying to get a comfortable position here, there we go. It's got forward controls and forward platforms for your feet, I suppose. Right, let's just close the visor and get the wind off the mic. There we go. And I gotta say about Harleys, they are really nice bikes to ride. You know, they are, I suppose in sort of engineering terms, you know, technology terms, they are relatively basic bikes. But there is just something quite nice about riding just a big old hunk of metal and just cruising down the road. You know, it's no sort of major dramas here. And you know, there's so much torque, and you know, you're kind of in low gears and you can just poot along, or you can go in high gears and really low revs. And this has got a windscreen on it, so there's no wind coming on my face, which is ideal because I'm actually recording, so I don't want the minimum wind noise as well. Yeah, let's go up. Bit of an interesting gear change. Not used to it because I don't really ride Harleys, but heel down for it's got a two-ended, double-ended gear selector, so you got a heel down to go up in the gears and a toe down to go down in the gears. So it's alright. And I'm kind of not looking over the windscreen here. I'm quite a tall bloke. I'm actually looking through it, so it's actually quite nice. Very comfortable. Right, let's see how fast we're going here. So again, just putting along here, 50 miles an hour. All looking very nice and dandy. So what we're doing, heading out of Hazelmere, and we're heading down towards, well, through the country roads. Just gonna knock it down a bit here, and we're gonna go towards Goodwood, where they have the Festival of Speed down there. So I'm not sure what's going on down there today, but you know, just be a nice place. We'll stop off, have a cup of tea, do a little bit of a bit more, and then we'll see where we're at. About Harleys, they always sound nice, don't they? Actually, I've gone 40 miles an hour here because I'm on 40 of the speed camera. Yeah, I mean, they always sound nice. You know, they got that throaty, especially if they got the right exhaust on. They always have that throaty sound. And you know, some of them are quite really well balanced as well. Let's just go up here. So they got a nice balance to them, you know. And but they are chuggers, you know. They are designed for the American highway, really. So, and you know, I would say most Harleys aren't really designed to go around corners that well. However, that being said, you know, it's just like anything. Once you got used to them, and then you can fling them around just like anything else, really, within a certain degree. But they're not really designed to, you know, be leant over at acute angles like a sports bike, because you'd be scraping everything. But you know, I've seen videos of these police officers in the States riding these things, and they hoon them around all over the place, you know. So to say that they can't be ridden aggressively, you know, in turns and tight turns, is, you know, it's a bit of a falsehood, really. But you know, for our roads, yeah, I'm you know, the greatest cruisers, not great so much for getting out on the twisters, especially in any kind of damp or wet conditions, I would have thought. That's good. So the guy who's taking me out today, seemed very nice. Met up. I think there's supposed to be another chap, or another couple of chaps, I think he said, they're supposed to come out on the ride today, but they had to pull out for whatever reason. So it's just the two of us, which is cool. That's fine. And the setup's nice where they've got here, and I think they've got. You have to check on the website, but they've got other sites around the UK which they hire out these Harleys. I think one's up north in the Peak District or Lake District. I can't remember what he said actually. But yeah, no, It's a nice setup. It's the place also has VWs in there, VW vans, and four-wheel drive ones, which are pretty cool, and they'll go anywhere. And a couple of off-roady enduro bikes, big enduro super Tenere bikes. So they'll go anywhere as well with the right tyres, just like my Triumph actually. I mean, this is so I'm in 6th gear now, and you can hardly hear the engine at all. It's almost like labouring, really. I'm going to knock it down to 5th. But it's got so much torque that it will just go through it, you know, just plod along, just keep on going. And, I don't want to be derogatory towards a Harley, but they are indeed like the tractors of this world. You know, and I grew up on tractors, you know, in the farming world, so it's you know, you've got so much torque and power, and you just, you know, keep on going through. Great. You know, in later years, I have become quite a fan of Harleys, I've got to say. Not so much what they are. I'm not really into the kind of whole lifestyle Harley, you know, wearing Harley stuff and being part of Harley clubs or anything like that. But you know, just for what they are as riding bikes, as cruising bikes. And look, you know, this is nice. I'm not going fast there, but you don't need to go fast to enjoy these roads. You know, I'm just gonna get up a little bit just to get up towards him. Get on the brake. So like, I mean, you know, if they're especially sweeping bends and in dry conditions, this bike could do anything that any other bike will do. It'll probably just do it a little bit more in a relaxed way. And you know what? If you want to get out into the countryside, you know, especially with all my off-roading videos that you see, well, you know, you don't really want to be hooning around, because you actually want to see the countryside and enjoy it. You know, otherwise it just whizzes past, and you haven't got to, you know, it's not part of the experience, is it? I've got to say, I mean, I've ridden around in this area before as well, and it is a lovely part of the UK. It really is. So I'm in 6th gear here, just hooning along, just a national speed limit, 60 miles an hour, no issues here. It's just nice, and the seat, I've got to say, it is really, really comfortable as well. This is really nice. I sometimes wonder about the, you know, the forward controls, how comfortable they are, especially, you know, I sometimes get pains in my hips, so I find sitting forward a little bit easier sometimes. Sorry, you know, in the more prone position. But no, it's actually really nice. I don't know, it's the way it should be, I suppose. You know, if you can imagine a police rider in the States, you know, riding on these things for hours and hours. You know, you need to be comfortable. Now they've actually retrofitted on this a dually seat, so a riding pillion seat. I think the guy in front, the instructor, I suppose, his business, he's actually got a single solo seat. I mean, that is just like a big wide single solo seat, which is really cool as well. right here. So I'm just going to adjust the mirrors here a little bit. I do find with the Harleys though, as opposed to other bikes, conventional sort of British or Japanese bikes, you kind of have to feed in the power a little bit early on the throttle, otherwise there's a power drop as you're really, because it's an early clutch as well, so otherwise it will just drop the revs and you'll stall it quite easy. So here, look, feed it in a little bit more quicker and away you go. Oh. It's a bit warm today, lovely day. It's a lovely old place, isn't it? Oh, artists getting the natural light of the day. Nice. There are some lovely places in this world, and some of them are not too far away from where you actually live yourself. So, very fortunate to be riding out today. Great weather. This is, definitely Harley riding weather, you know what I mean? Yeah, so the guys you want to get onto, check them out on their website, the American Motorcycle Experience. Various locations. You can get on red letter days, or just buy the vouchers or buy the experience off them themselves. So I'm getting quite used to this Harley. I did say to myself, that probably the next bike after the Triumph will probably be a Harley. Well, cause I was toying with it beforehand, and just for this kind of thing. And then if I'm going to go do my off-roady stuff, then I'll probably just get a bike a lot, like a 250 or 350 enduro bike for that kind of thing. I certainly see the appeal, definitely. So if you ever think about, you're watching these videos and you think about it, this is, pick a right day to come and do it, and I think you'll really enjoy yourself. Anyway, enough of me blabbing on. So what I want to do, just keep it rolling, and then we'll see how much footage we get, and speak again afterwards. Okay, just entering Cooking. Lovely. Oh, what a place to... What a name of a place. Cooking. Yeah, I live in Cooking. Oh yeah, we're at Goodwood. Ah, there we go. Arrived already. I've got to say, it's been quite a pleasant surprise today. I do love riding through the trees. As you can see in most of my videos, I do tend to try and head for the trees or forest tracks. You know, there is that Shinrin Yoku or whatever it is, the Japanese say, you know, basking in the ambience of the trees. Check it out. It's, you know, not so much tree hugging, but there is something lovely, I think, about being in forest and trees. Realise I know people down this way as well, so I'm just wondering, yeah, whether we're going to go anywhere near them and whether I'll pop in to say hello. I doubt it though, but you know, yeah, there's a little airfield here, Goodwood Aerodrome. Oh no, it's just going actually onto the circuit itself. Okay. You're going to have a little roar through a tunnel, haven't you? Well, there you go. Yeah, like some track days here, you can see the car track days. So this is Goodwood race circuit, very famous in the calendar, of course. Right, we're here. That's a nice ride out, isn't it? Lovely down here. Nice. Lovely weather. Yeah. Okay, so we arrived at Goodwood Circuit. Just parked up the bikes. And I think time for a cup of tea, I think. Catch you on the other side. Right, all done at Goodwood. Just going to head back now and hopefully get some good roads as well. Okay. Right, on we go. Didn't stall it this time. Right, so leaving Goodwood now. Great, a nice coffee, and just watching some shenanigans on the track. A little track day here, so watching some high performance cars go around. Cheers, pal. We're going to go through the tunnel of Raw. There we go. Oh yeah! Gotta love it. Have a bit of that, haven't you? Alright. And away we go! Right, so heading back now. I assume through by some different roads and get back to Hazelmere. So this whole area in the South Downs in the UK is a lovely part of the world, as you can see. Lovely roads. Goodwood Circuit is a great place to go and visit. Lots to see. Lovely cafe, lovely viewpoints, especially on a lovely day. And you know, just like any circuit around the world, you know, you have track days, and you want to get your the speed demons out of you, then great place to go and do it. So that's Goodwood is I think it's West Sussex actually, isn't it? So we're heading back to through Hampshire and to Surrey area, and then heading back to Hazelmere, back to where we started off from. No, I've got to say, so far it's been a really great day. So I wasn't expecting too much, to be honest with you, and it's been nice just to have a leisurely ride. You know, haven't pushed it at all. It's been a great bike to ride, I've got to say. You know, yeah, I'd say over the last few years I have been getting more and more into my Harleys as a bike of choice. But there you go, probably you can see on the video there, American Motorcycle Experience. Those are the guys you want to check out on the internet, on the old interweb. Go check them out and ride these great bikes. You know, if you want that police bike experience, It's all pretty good. Remember a few years ago when I had in a previous life, I was actually offered one of these a Harley Davidson police bike by Harley Davidson in the UK, or Harley Europe I suppose, but they're based in the UK. Unfortunately it was going to be a static bike and one that I couldn't actually take on the road, so I just thought it was a bit pointless. But I always thought at the time it would be a great bike to ride, so I'm really glad I've had the opportunity to actually come out and ride one. Really nice. Would I say this kind of Harley is my Harley of choice? Well, possibly. It's hard to say really, you know, because it is based around a Road King. But I don't know. Possibly not. I'd still go for something like a Street Bob myself, a bit more bare bones. But you know, if you're going on the Grand Tour, these kind of things are really good. But let's face it, how often do people go on the Grand Tour? I do sometimes feel with Harleys though that if you've got the open road and there's no traffic, and this is just a feeling, this is not based on any evidence at all, that it's just like an old VW camper. They're okay on the open road, but when it comes to traffic, you know, they'd be overheating or whatever. I know that isn't the case, but that's just the impression that I get. You know, maybe it's the sound because they're quite, you know, basic, you know, it's older engineering, let's say. But you know, it does appear that the Harleys are much better suited, or riding experience, let's put it that way, you know, as to keep on chugging along as opposed to being stuck in traffic. I mean, nobody enjoys being stuck in traffic, of course. But no, really nice day. Oh, pheasant there, fortunately. There you go. Well, I'm pretty sure this is a different route going back. Just as nice though. Sort of step it down and get on the power a little bit earlier. See if I can get a little bit closer to him. I'll let him go. I'll let him go. It's one of those things, you know, this is a great point really, you know, you're out with friends or whatever and you know, one goes for the overtake, doesn't mean you have to follow suit. Just ride your own ride, you know, especially on roads that you just don't know. There's no point. I'm still got eyes on him. I know exactly where he is. You know, so many times people come a cropper because they're following the leader, as it were, you know, and they're just trying to get through gaps they just can't get through. You know, be okay for one bike, you never know for two. There we go, it's good, nice. Eventually got there. Another car coming. More cars coming. So eventually you'll catch up. Just got to take your own time. Oh, I can see lots of dirt tracks up here, which I'd love to ride. Probably not on this, but you know, on my Triumph. Look at these up and downers here. Look at them. That's a problem with the up and downers. You know, sometimes the video sort of flattens everything out, so you don't really get a good impression of what the terrain is like, or even the track ahead is like. So here we're going down quite a steepish hill. I suppose like a 1 in, I don't know, it's hard to say really, a 1 in 10 something like that. But going into like right the valley floor, and you got sort of hills, rising hillsides either side, stay where you are. We got SESES's just coming up. Let me just slow this down. Very easy on this bike, I got to say. Very easy, very comfortable. Really gentle in the bends as well. You know, it doesn't feel as if it's pulling. Pulling wants to pull you over. Your weight is nice and balanced. You know, it's a big hunk of metal, this Harley, but it feels reasonably nimble, actually. I've got to say. You know, certainly get a lot more time on these bikes, and you know, you definitely ride them a lot better than I am right now. You know, because you're always trying to find what your optimum gear is, and you know, optimum speed really. It's funny, I just went past a sign there and it said, "You've just passed the best pub in the world," or whatever. Might have been the best pub in the area. Possibly they should have had that sign before the pub. Is that you're just approaching the best pub in the world. Pull in! Kind of make more sense really, wouldn't it? There you go, what do I know? Well, I gotta say, I've never been to this part of the world, a place called Petworth. So there's a different route back, I think. So it looks very nice as well. So you have to check on the map, and if I say it's like in Hampshire or in Surrey or Sussex, then you'd have to, and I get it wrong, you'd have to forgive me, but it's in that kind of, it's in this kind of general area on the borders between the three. Nice little church up ahead. Nice buildings, just like a few of the videos I've been doing recently, just riding out into the villages and small towns. You know, you get off the main roads and you get onto the villages and the small towns, you know, because they're older usually. You have all the older buildings in there. So, you know, if you're ever coming into this country and you want to see a bit of Britain, let's say, you know, and get out to the countryside, go into the smaller villages, then you see all the really old buildings, and they're just nicer to view, aren't they? As soon as you go into main bigger towns and cities these days, I mean, they all, you know, the town centres all look the same, the shops are all generic, you know, new estates, they all look the same as well. So unfortunately you kind of need to get out into the countryside just to go and see a bit of old England, really. And if you're going to this country, you're coming from abroad and you're driving around, you're not sure any places of interest, look for the brown signs. The brown signs are always like heritage signs or places of interest. So here you can see on the left hand side on the notice board, signpost that says a Petworth house, and that's a brown sign. Just look for those. If you're driving around, you think, oh, I don't know what to do now, you know. Obviously, probably look at a map. You know, it's probably the best thing to do. But what I'm saying is, you know, if you're unsure and you're driving around or you're looking for a place, then look for the brown signs, because that's give you an idea exactly where you need to get to. And they're all over the place, on A roads, B roads, the minor roads, or they can even be on the big A roads or the big motorways as well. You sometimes see them. Always find with these bigger bikes, you know, like the big cruising bikes or stuff that basically the non-racer bikes, the acceleration is fine, but it's just not as crisp, and obviously it's nowhere near like a sports bike, but there's lots of torque. All you got to do is just manage that and think it one step ahead, so it's not going to be instant. You have to kind of build into it and just add a little bit more grunt and give yourself that space just for the bike to catch up. Do you know what I mean? But you know, you'll definitely get past anything that you know reasonably would expect to. So you know, they're not just lumbering old fools. You know, these bikes, they've still got some power in them. And it's always the way, isn't it? You know, you're riding your bike, and if you're in a real rush, then everything tends to get quite frustrating. frustrating sometimes, and you think, oh, everybody's going really slowly, and you're always in a rush to try and get past people. But actually, if you just slowed yourself down, actually like on a Harley ride, you know, it doesn't, you know, your worries seem to wash away a little bit, and the gaps seem to open up a lot easier because you're not in a rush to get past things, and because you're not that bothered, you know, it's a much more pleasant ride, much better for the heart rate as well. Sorry, they just had to open up the visor, itchy nose and all that. Knock it down a little bit. Let me see if I can strike this through. Yeah, nice. Bit of a funny smell around here. I know we're out in the countryside, so you're always going to get funny smells, but that was more of like a metallic burnt metal smell. We're doing something in the area. Where are we now? North Chapel. Well, it's lucky I'm following the leader here because I'm completely clueless. I got a basic idea where the general area. I know we're heading, my sense of direction is telling us that we're going back in the same general direction, of course, but I would have to keep on going until I saw a sign for somewhere more familiar. But actually, sometimes isn't that the great thing about getting out on your bike? You know, it's just going into places and then kind of losing a sense of where you are a little bit, getting lost out there, and then you know, finding out where how to get back afterwards. All you need is a full tank of petrol, and away you go. Here we go, he's going to peel away here. Oh, we're still in the 30, of course. I thought he was going to put the hammer down. Must stick to the speed limits, of course. There we go. I don't know, I mean, it's kind of deceptive here. We're doing 35 right now, and this is what, 40 here, yeah. International. Oh, just look at this. I mean, I was riding through somewhere similar yesterday or the day before. You know, lots of overhanging trees. You know, the light sort of shining through. That makes it really, really nice. I do like these roads that go through trees though, not because it's just trees, but also sometimes you get like a tunnel effect where, you know, the trees are grown over the road, but they're constantly being pruned by tall lorries. So you kind of get this overarching effect sometimes. And especially if they're from either side, like say coming up ahead here, you get this kind of tunnel effect. And the thicker the trees, you know, the more close to the trees, the more tree-lined the road is, the greater the effect. And especially if there's light at the other end, you know, you do get this kind of galleried effect. Okay, so we're into Surrey now. I told you we're right on the borders between these places. Yeah, so Hazelmere's is Surrey, I think. And then, yeah, so we've kind of been through Surrey, Hampshire and Sussex, West Sussex on this little trip. Sort of the old church, isn't it? Again, you know, sort of chocolate box views here, you know, lovely old buildings, Tudor buildings. Very nice. Thing is, you think, you know, what you'd love to go and live in a place like this, but you know, it's probably millions of pounds, you know, to come and live in houses in this area. Well, certainly the big ones. Massive, massive money. Yeah, I keep on saying it, I suppose, but that's why, you know, I tend to ride a little bit slower these days than I ever used to, certainly in my younger days. You know, just a lot easier just to take in the environment, you know, and just appreciate where you're riding through, you know, looking at the houses and the buildings and whatever. You know, it's nice to just appreciate what you're riding through. And I suppose especially with the when I'm riding on the dirt, I'm constantly looking for little dirt tracks and looking at the mapping as well, little routes that you can go and explore. So you know, if you're hooning around all the time, you know, you're going to easily miss those. I say this bike is also very nicely balanced for slow speed riding as well. You know, just lean on the back brake a little bit, just leave it in gear and just, you know, just pull, and it sort of stabilises that bike as well. So I thought it'd be a little bit cumbersome, but no, it's all right. I like it. Yes, I'm a Harley convert, everyone. Yeah, maybe I'll get one day, who knows. Trouble is, you know, never really, well, you can take this on the dirt, of course. You can take on dirt tracks, it's not a problem, especially if they're hard compacted. But if you know, if you want to get into the stuff that I get into, then no, this is not suitable at all. So get one of these, get a smaller bike for the dirty stuff. Happy Larry. One of those big thumping V-twin. I mean, they're not the loudest of pipes, but they're actually not bad actually. It's quite a pleasant tone that comes from them, you know. I used to have a bike, it's an old Triumph Speedmaster, and they had the loud pipes on those. And you know, it's okay, it sounds great, but if you're going on any road, any ride for a longer period of time, you know, you kind of need those earplugs in, because you really do get a bit of a headache after a while. You know, and you know, I haven't got anything against obnoxious pipes at all, you know. Louder the better, it doesn't bother me at all, but personally I like a little bit of a quieter ride. So this is quite nice actually. You still got that kind of nice deep rumble tone, but it's you know, it's not overbearing, let's put it that way. Well, I'll be sad to end this ride. It's been a good day out, good afternoon out. It's been all right. I approve, definitely approve. So go check these guys out, the American Motorcycle Experience. Just Google it, and you know, either get a ride out yourself, or they do pillion rides as well, pillion experience rides. Good stuff. Yeah, okay, so not too far away now. Back to Hazelmere. Let's see what it is. Ooh. get a bit of speed on now. The open road. Yeah, get up to cruising on 6th gear. I think it's normal A roads, back roads. You can put into 6th gear, but it is kind of lumbering a little bit, labouring a little bit. It still powers through, but certainly on these roads, you know, 6th gear, yeah, that's where it wants to be. Lovely straight road, 6th gear, all day long, bish bash bosh. Well, no motorcycles through this tunnel under 50cc. I think we got that covered. I think we're okay. And I came through this tunnel on the way through actually, and then back again, and then back again. And my sat nav was taking me all over the place. Couldn't really find the proper junction. Anyway, we got there. Now, you know, going through the tunnel, I'm going to have to knock it down a little bit, just get that that tunnel roar. Have a bit of fun through here. Depends on the amount of traffic coming through as well, though. Whether you'll pick it up on the mic or not, I don't know. Okay, just coming through this tunnel now. What a great raw sound here. There we go. Right, on the final stretch back then. So, well, how are we going to do this video then, I suppose? I might have to chop it up, or do you know what? I don't usually do this, but I might just put it out on a wanna and get the full experience. I suppose all you need to do is just fast forward it all the time, or I don't know, I might put it in 2 or 3 parts. Might be easier, more manageable to digest, you know, for everybody, because these things can go on. I think it'll be a better edit as well if we chop it up a little bit. There we go. Right, put it in for some gasoline. Top up the tanks. Alright, right we go. Just topped off the tanks. Now, I'm going to put these bikes away. Right, it's been a great day then. So just taking the bikes back after topping off the tanks, as I said, and just fight my way through the traffic here a little bit. Out we go. You know, usually most of the time, I've got to say, because of my other commitments, I do tend to ride around a lot by myself, and especially because I love going off-road and everything. You know, that's not to everybody's, you know, taste, I suppose. But you know, going out with somebody, you know, it's a nice experience. I mean, I've never really, I wouldn't say enjoyed it, it was the wrong word, but it's never really been my thing to go out on group rides and things. But you know, it's, you know, going out with another person, even if you don't know them, like I have today, or especially with friends or people that you know, I mean, it's, you know, there is something to be said, that's for sure. You know, kind of does add to the experience a little bit. Right, put it here. Yep. Right, that's it. Okay, so that's it. That's the end of the ride out today, out on the South Downs. Pretty good. Out to Goodwood, and on these two impressive machines. Really enjoyed the ride out, and let's just wipe that lens. Really enjoyed the ride out today. Good to get out and about, and I think I should do this again. Yeah, really good, really good. Two great bikes, and obviously this is the company you want to look into. American Motorcycle Experience, and it's all based here. ST Engineering as well. Good, right, so hope you enjoyed that. Hope you enjoyed the video. Nice ride out. Catch you on the next one. Next Bikers Travelog. On the road or on the dirt tracks. See you again.